Welcome to Echoes of Enlightenment, where we talk about spirituality, life lessons, and overall self-development. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the chosen one's free will. Today I wanted to talk about what I've learned about free will as being a chosen one. And I'm sure this goes for all the other chosen people out there as well. That's why I want to, discuss this topic to be able to, lead and guide you on this journey. So what I've learned about free will is, well, let me back it up a little bit. So as chosen ones, we realize we've been put on a path. We've been placed here for a specific reason. We have a specific duty that we need to achieve while we're here. And it needs to be done no matter what. But at the same time, we have free will. So it's like, think about it like this. There's a path. And then there's like forest on both sides, on the left and on the right. While you're going down this path, you can go explore the forest a little bit, but at some point you're going to have to come back to that path, because that's the path of least resistance. Imagine leaving the path to go into the forest and walk through all the brush and all the branches and all the poison ivy and everything that's in the forest. The path is there for a reason. It's already cleared. So our free will as a chosen one is kind of going into the forest. We don't need to go deep into the forest to where you can't get out. You're tangled. But we have a little free will to where we can kind of explore a little bit. But as a chosen one, we have to always be heading back to that path. And long as we stay on that path, we get a chance to move through life with ease. Even that path is not exactly what you've picked on your own. The path has already been picked for you. God's picked that for you because you're a chosen one, and he set you on this path. And it's like, all right, go down this and through this path. There's going to be different people, different situations you need to explore and learn about. Because once you get to the end of that path or down that road, we're going to pull you over, and you're going to need to stop and tell everybody that's behind you what you've seen so far and what you've learned about this path so far. It's almost like God gives you quizzes. So we're here to teach and lead. And the thing about it is, God almost treat the chosen ones kind of like kids in a way. They're like, you can't go outside and play until you finish your dinner. So it really doesn't pay to go off the path for too long, because you have to come back to that path one way or another. Because you have a job to do. And the longer you stay off that path, it's just the more resistance you're creating in your life. And you wonder why things are not working out for you. We're kind of lucky. We already have a path. It's not the one we might have necessarily picked, but in a way it is, because that's the only path that we know. Excuse my voice today. I'm overcoming a cold, so I might sound a little different. But when you walk this path that the chosen ones have to walk, it's a pretty strict path. There's not much, I can't say it's not fun, because there's some cool things, but it's more work than playtime. It's like knowing you have a big test coming up, a big exam coming up, but you're waiting to the last minute to study for it. But this exam is like an ongoing exam. So you might as well just commit and just go make that your lifestyle. It's just to surrender to what you know you have to do, because once you put these spiritual glasses on, you can't take them off. Once you're into your purpose, or you're on your way to your purpose, you might as well just keep going. You're already in it. It's like hopping on a roller coaster, and right in the middle of it, now you want to try to do something else. Now you're not even focusing on the roller coaster. You're trying to get off. You're doing other stuff besides embracing the next turn or the next drop that's coming on that roller coaster. And if you embrace the roller coaster, you will actually begin to have fun. It's a little frightening, but at the same time, it's also fun. But if you're trying to do everything besides embrace riding this roller coaster, then you're missing out on the journey of it. What's the point of even getting on? Then half the time, when it comes to a chosen one, you have an awakening, you have no choice but to get on that roller coaster. You don't get to pick. God's picked you. He picked you before you even got to this planet. That's why your life has been the way it is since you've been a kid, since you were born. And we all get off of that path when we're young, because we don't even know that we're on a roller coaster. And then we're trying to fit in, and it's just, you're living the normal life. You're exploring. You're a kid still, even in your teenage years and 20s, 30s. It's until you have an awakening to where you realize, you step out and you're like, oh, okay. Everything starts to make sense now. You're like, okay, I got free will. But where does this free will get me when I know that I have a duty to do? It's like staying up late when you know you have to work the next day. And you can't miss work. You can't call in. But you end up staying up to like 4:30 doing whatever you're doing. Now you know you're going to have to pay the price because you still have to go. And that's the free will with the chosen one. We can go off path if we want. We're going to have to deal with consequences. But at the end of the day, we have to get back onto that path to finish this job, to collect data, go through situations, good ones and challenging ones, to report back, to help guide and lead other people that's on that same path but hasn't made it as far as we have. So what I would say is, when you're at the point where you've realized that you're a chosen one, and you kind of put your finger on it, you've listened to enough stuff to be like, oh, this is exactly what I've been going through my whole life. Yes, now it makes sense. I'm not alone. I'm not crazy. This is something other people have gone through, are going through. Once you realize you're a chosen one, and then also once you've realized that you've had an awakening as a chosen one, and you've realized what an awakening is, that you've put on some spiritual glasses that you can't take off. Begin to change your life. And it's not as hard as you think it is to change your life, because you will begin to receive synchronicities. And once you begin to realize what these synchronicities are, that's your guide to follow. You have to, in this journey, you have to move with faith. You have to believe in something you can't see. But it's not a blind belief, because you can feel it internally. Because it's like you're getting a gentle nudge, and you feel that push. And that nudge is your intuition. Your intuition is that inner feeling like, oh, this doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem like the right decision. The reason why you say it doesn't seem is because it's something that you can't see. There's no proof, but you say seem because it's a feeling. But now you need to be able to trust that feeling. Soon as you hear, this doesn't seem right, or I think I should go this way. Like, cause it's a nudge. It's an internal navigation system that we've been installed with that directs us where to go. And if you follow that internal navigation, it will lead you on your path, and it'll begin to change you as well. As you finish different cycles of your awakening, because as you elevate and your vibration rises, you begin to close out different cycles. I don't know how long each cycle is. I think it goes back to how long are you willing to stay on the path? Because when you veer off, you're just prolonging the next level. It's like, imagine taking a road trip. You're going from Texas to Colorado. And it would take, I would say, 16 hours. I think it's like 16 hours. But it takes longer if you stop along the way and sightsee. If you sightsee and you stop and you spend the day at different places, it might take you a week to get there. It just depends on how long it takes you to get back on that road to go where you need to go. So that's why I say, I mean, once you're awakened, follow your internal navigation. Your navigation will also redirect you from different foods. You won't even have a taste for them anymore. It'll give you the guidance. I mean, that's the benefit of being a chosen one also, is because we're installed with all these different gifts and stuff. A lot of this stuff in the 3D world, we actually don't even need. We actually don't even need. It's already installed into us. You just have to be aware enough and learn how to tap into it. Like if you're low on energy and you think you always need like an energy drink, you don't. As you rise, as your vibration rises, your internal navigation will be like, hey, we don't need this anymore because we're going to the next level. So no more energy drinks. And then you will develop a taste for something different. You might even start drinking like green juice. You want more water. You'll have the urge to jog. You will have the urge to be out in the sun. And when you combined all those different things I just said, that's the new energy drink. It gives you different combinations of natural things that's already installed, pretty much in nature and within you, that equals something that's man-made, if that makes any sense. And the less you're involved in the everyday world stuff, like, everything on the internet, and I mean, use it the right way. But if you're just sitting there like listening to, different things all the time and researching and just scrolling, endless scrolling, you won't be able to hear this internal navigation because it's going all the time. I mean, all the time. It's always working. We probably miss thousands of important messages just because, we're so involved in the regular world. And that's just walking around day to day, cars driving by. You got to look over there. You got to, look both ways before you cross the street. Just everything. But there's an internal navigation, and the synchronicities that are happening in the world is our guide. And you might as well learn all that stuff because you're not going to be able to get off of this path because you were placed here for a reason, to get a certain job done. That's just the bottom line. So, quicker you learn this stuff, the quicker you can go play outside, if you understand what I'm saying. What I mean is, finish your dinner and then you can go play outside. Quit picking around the peas and the carrots. Eat your food, go wash your hands, and then you can go play. And then awakened chosen person, figure out what these synchronicities are. Listen to your intuition, because you've been installed with a great intuition. You know things. You know things, but you don't realize how much you really know until you start listening. And once you start following this path, and you're guarded and protected. You have your spiritual team. You got your guardian angels. They're helping you all the time. You got You got a map. There's a map out there for you. You just got to see it. And once you start following that map, then you can go play outside. Life becomes so easy. It's still tough because we got stuff to learn. Don't get me wrong, but it gets easy to navigate. You got to go with the flow. When you feel yourself changing and evolving, go with that flow. If you get pulled away from people, places, and things, go with that flow. You got to go with that flow, because hanging on to those people, places, and things is you getting off that path and walking back into the forest again. And the path is almost like one of those walking escalators, because it's constantly moving. The more time that you get off of this path, you're gonna have to catch up. If you step off of it, you're gonna have to catch up, because it keeps moving. And I know it just keeps going. I don't know what the end result is, but I just know that internally it feels good. Feels like when you're on this path and you're moving correctly and you're going with the flow, you're following your synchronicities, you're in tune with your intuition, it feels like you're moving in sync. Like you're going with the flow of the river. You're not swimming upstream anymore. And it just feels right. And another crazy part is that as you follow this, your intuition and all this guidance that we're given, you begin to heal. This is even another version of the healing process. It's like your body telling you exactly what you need. Exactly what you need. Like some cars take certain type of gas. But as us humans, the way we eat, we're not putting the right gas in the vehicle. Maybe because we don't know, we haven't listened to our body enough. But once everything is in sync and in tune, you don't know how good you feel. I mean, peace. When you're on this path, peace is an amazing feeling. That's what starts the whole journey, is the peace that you feel. Imagine acting out of peace. What is birthed from peace? All you give out is peace after that. Every encounter seems peaceful. You can go sit by a tree and feel like you're at Six Flags. You're like, yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly what I needed. So with all that being said, it's just, I know you have free will. Explore, have a little fun, but don't go too far off of the path, because you're going to be pulled back on it one way or another. And you don't want to have to walk the path with a bunch of scrapes and bruises from walking through the forest. But I'm going to end this right here. Until next time.